My name is David Thompson, and I'm a pastor in the Gateway Stewardship Department. Do you remember growing up playing the game of Monopoly? Monopoly was one of my favorite games. And the goal of Monopoly was to build your empire, to get as much rental real estate across the board, to collect money as you pass go, to do everything you could to increase and grow your kingdom. In fact, you were hoping that the other players, as they went around the board, would land on your property and they would have to give you their money. The goal of the game was to get more and more until everyone else was out and you had won. Well, this reminds me a little bit of a parable that Jesus told in Luke chapter 12. Let me read it for you. Take heed and beware of covetousness, for one's life does not consist in the abundance of his possessions. So Jesus is starting with a warning about taking our life and focusing on the abundance of possessions. And then he speaks this parable. The ground of a certain rich man yielded plentifully. And he thought within himself, what shall I do, since I have no room to store my crops? So he said, I will do this. I will pull down my barns and build bigger and greater, and there will I store all my crops and goods. And I will say to my soul, soul, you have many goods laid up for many years. Eat, drink, and be merry. But God said to him, fool, this night your soul will be required of you. Then whose will those things which you have provided for yourself, who will they go to? And so it is with he who lays up treasure for himself, but is not rich towards God. You know, the funny thing about life and about Monopoly is that at the end of the day, no matter how much you've accumulated, no matter how much you've built up your empire, your kingdom, no matter how much you've focused on yourself, at the end of the day, it all goes back in the box. So I want you to take heed of the warning in the parable. Be rich towards God. Be rich towards others. Don't look selfishly for yourself to build your own kingdom, but look for ways to build God's kingdom. Thanks for joining me.